Hello, CFA Nation. Gabe.
And Nick here.
Oh, I'm so excited, okay? Birds are chirping, okay? It's like Christmas come early, Christmas come in spring, because today it's retention day. That's right. And my Super Kings,
IPL, baby.
my Super Kings better make some moves, because I like some of the names that are dropped. Glenn Maxwell. Just saying. I got to make a call. Like, Donnie, we need a little Glenn Maxwell. Just saying. But I'm super excited for this. Nick, what's going on, brother? How you been?
What's up, man? I mean, Glenn Maxwell doesn't like playing the IPL. He puts like no effort to the IPL. You can have the big show there. He loves to play himself in some BBL. But yeah, we are here to look at all 8 squads and their release players, give our few thoughts on each one. And, let's jump right into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So the IPL, me and Gabe, our first full season was this last year. We watched just about every game, streamed almost every single one of them. And so we have seen all, if not most of these players play. So let's start with CSK. That's your team, number 7 out of 8. Go for it, Gabe. Talk about those players that were released.
At least it wasn't 8. Okay. Just saying.
Okay.
So the players that were retained were Gaikwad, Favre, Reyna, which is really interesting. I don't know if Reyna's even playing. There was some, supposedly some beef between him and Donnie. Let us know if you know anything in the chat about that. Whatever. Ryudu, my man Jadeja, Sam Curran was kept. That's right. MS. They don't even put his last name, cousin. You already know him. He's like the artist formerly known as Prince. As soon as we say MS, you know we talking about Donnie. A little Chahar, Ngidi, Takor, Jagadijan, all right, Kishore. Bravo looked a little old to me. He was hurt towards the end. I'm shocked they retained him, but they did. Tahir, this makes no sense. They didn't use him at all. Why are they retaining Tahir? You're going to get all these guys, plus they're international players. You can only play 4. It looks like they're doing the same thing, which is driving me crazy, Nick. A little C. Hazelwood, who's been so good for the Australian test team, and Karan were kept. Who was dropped? Manu was not retained. DJ was not retained. Watson wasn't technically dropped. It's because he retired, so we knew he wasn't coming back. Yadav, Chawla, I knew Piyush Chawla was done, and Harbran Singh, who didn't play for us at all. Those were our players that were not retained. Nick, why don't you go with your team, Le Champion? All right.
Well, before we get to the 5-time champs, any of those players you're upset about getting released? I mean, like you said, Chawla, I'm a little surprised that he didn't look too great, but he was able to take some wickets. I'm a little surprised by that. Other than that, I'm really not too shocked because we assumed that Shane Watson was going to retire. I'm not really too floored or surprised by any of those. How many of those guys are overseas players? Just Shane Watson, right?
Just Shane Watson, again, doing our same issue where we've got all these overseas players, and you're like, what are you doing? It's brutal. You can't play Tahir. You can't play Bravo. You can't play Hazelwood and Mitchell Satner all at the same time. Or Ngidi. All right. That's 5 bowlers, and they're all foreign. All right. So think about it. You got to have Faf in there. He's your big foreign stick. That means we're not going to get any other foreign talent. We need Sam Curran. He's our all-rounder. It's like they're setting themselves up for the same thing, Nick. What are they doing to me? Oh, my gosh.
But hey, at least you currently have Sam Curran.
The better of the Curran brothers.
That's my pun for right now. All right. So I'm just going to go down my list. So I'm going to make you Mumbai fans wait. We're going to go right to the Delhi Capitals. That's right. DC, the runners up. The team that did not want any parts of Mumbai Indians. Now, I'm not going to go through all the players like my man Gabe did. He has a golden voice. I'm just going to mention those who are released from the Delhi Capitals. Because if you're a fan of this team, you know who's on your squad. Who's released? We got Mohit Sharma, Kimo Paul, Sandeep Lemekane, Alex Carey, Jason Roy, and Tushar Deshpande. Now, Tushar Deshpande, I could be wrong, but I think that was my man I had called for the emerging player, the guy from Kai Poche, I think. Right. So that's unfortunate that he got released. But Of those names, the two that surprised me the most are Alex Carey and Jason Roy. I don't know if we had a Jason Roy sighting the entire season. I think we might have had an Alex Carey sighting once or twice. So maybe they figured, you know what? We're good on the overseas players. We don't need your guys' help. But those are some decent names in the international game. So that kind of surprised me. Some of the other guys, I don't even recognize their names. So I don't even think they even got a chance to be on the squad.
Oof. All right. Next on our list, the Kings.
Oh, hold on. They did retain my man Wokes. He didn't play because of the COVID, but they got Captain
England. Is that why you got the Captain America? He loves him some Captain England. I like Wokes. Come on, he didn't even play, bro. All right. Him and Tahir played about the same amount of games. Oh, I'm sorry. Tahir actually got in the game. Just saying.
Wokes has the lowest economy rate in the league, sucker.
That's funny. All right, the Kings 11. Well, before I move on, let me just I'm looking at that squad and I'm like, DC to me was the most balanced squad going in. I mean, they made it all the way to the chip. You know what I'm saying? They went up against a juggernaut in the Mumbai Indians. But if I was DC, I'd be the same way. I don't need to change a lot. You know what I'm saying? Hitmeyer, Sirius Liar. You know, you guys love it when I do that. But seriously, They got Sirius Iyer, Dewan, Pat. The one guy I probably would have dropped was Shaw, because Shaw was bad in the IPL. God. Yeah,
he was better. He was better for them at times.
Okay, but he was rough in the IPL. Let's be real, and he's been atrocious in tests. The guy's confidence is gone. I don't know if I would have brought him back, but whatever. They brought him back. It is what it is, you know.
Well, you know as much as anyone else. I know as an RCB fan, you can't say no to a pure hitter, and this is just a mini auction, right? You can retain as much as you want. So, I that doesn't surprise me at all. But I see what you're saying.
So. Next up, Kings 11, Punjab. Now, Here's what's interesting. I heard all these guys say, oh, he's so old. That's why they're not playing him. Oh, he can't run. You know the guy that didn't get dropped, Nick? The universe balls. That's right, the universe balls. Oh, wait, isn't he a year older now? And the universe boss is still raking. He ain't going nowhere.
Oh, man. That was the best rake you ever had.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, listen, put some respect on his name. They better not wait till the 8th game to play him, or seriously, we're going to have a problem.
After what he did to end the season, if they could only keep 5 players, I think they would have kept themselves from Chris Gale.
Because if not, he's probably going to go back to his original team, go with RCB, and make you pay. But who do they drop? They drop Neer. They drop Sudit, Tajinder, Jimmy Neesham, Gautam. I mean, these guys didn't really get a lot of playing time. Hardis, Mujib. 2 names I'm surprised. Cottrell and Maxwell. Cottrell got dropped after 2 games, bro. Now, he did get pumped. When I tell you he got pumped for like 54 runs.
And was it like in 60 territory?
Bro, Hootie. He got hootied, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Invented the Hootie line. Him and Jordan, bro. It was disgusting.
He got Tiwatia'd, man.
Right now, let me ask you a question. He didn't get retained. Now, assuming he doesn't get picked up, do you think he goes ahead and sends like a hate text to Tawadia? Like, bro, you got me dropped, cousin.
Tawadia will respond with just a picture.
Oh, man. I'm just saying they dropped. I'm shocked, bro. But they dropped him. And Maxwell, you're right, Nick. He didn't perform the best for them. But they know who Maxwell is. And now look at how he's performing in the BBL. You risk leaving him out there and going to an opponent? I would keep him just cuz.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Cottrell, I'm not too mad about that. I do love the celebration, though. Glenn Maxwell, I'm a little surprised. I'm actually a little surprised about Neesham. He didn't have the best season for them, but this guy can bowl. So, I mean, I'm kind of surprised by that. But it is what it is, right? I mean, this is ruthless times. Kings 11 for the longest time. They're in number 8 spot. They had to make some changes. And it looks like KL Raul is a savage. All right. We got your boys next. Oh, we got your boys next. KKR, the underachievers, the disappointers. All right. Let's talk about KKR, the Knight Riders. They released Tom Banton, Chris Green, Sadesh Ladd, Nikhil Knight, M. Siddharth, Harry Gurney, and Ali Khan. Now, they did not release Dinesh Karthik, so at least that demise was not completely tragic, right?
You took the words right out of my mouth. You're missing a name. Where's Dinesh Karthik? Really? Really? Oh, KKR, what are you? SRK, make a phone call, dude. You saw what I saw. Come on, man.
SRK is too busy with Major League Cricket, my friend. He's a little busy right now.
branching out. Honestly, to me, that's the one name I was expecting to see on there. No Karthik, bro. Now
you were expecting it?
I was expecting him to. Yes, I was expecting for him to get released. Absolutely.
Are you crazy? They're captain.
You think he deserves to be retained? Really?
Yes.
Anyway,
you can retain all these players. There's no reason to drop them. There's no reason.
I'll give you one reason you drop him. Glenn Maxwell's out there, cousin. All right, that's why you should have dropped him. Use that curve on Glenn Maxwell. Come on, man. Nick.
You want Glenn Maxwell to go to like 9 teams.
Oh, I'm just saying, not only 2 teams, my teams, bro. CSK.
Maybe a little hyperbolic.
Yeah, you know what I mean? As long as have I been calling for them to go to any of your teams? RCB, they could keep the exact same squad they had last year. I could care less. Mumbai Indians, they shouldn't retain anyone. Put everyone out there.
Yeah. Speaking of Mumbai Indians, I'm gonna jump you here. They released quite a few players, right? Let's talk about Mumbai for a few minutes here, the 5-time champions. Now, Malinga, he retired, so that was not really a release. He was retiring. That sucks. Right. Never got to see him bowl live. Really, really sucks. But you got Nathan Coulter-Nile, they released.
NCN, baby.
James Pattinson, they released. Oh, my gosh. McClinigan, who really didn't get much of a chance, but this guy can bowl. Right. And then you got Rutherford, Rai, and Deshmukh. So those 3, NCN especially, I mean, everyone was saying this guy's like the second coming of you know what. And then also Pattinson, who I loved. Why drop him? I mean, just gone. You're done. We don't need your bowling no more. We got Pollard and what, Rohit Sharma's going to bowl for us? That is insane, my friend.
This actually means that they must be comfortable with Hardik Pandya bowling again, which means they probably feel like we can give up some bowling. It's maybe just a mess, not a message, but they're maybe telegraphing the fact that he's feeling a lot better, like he could bowl. Can I retract my previous statement? Okay, no Glenn Maxwell. I'll take a little NCN, baby.
Absolutely.
Give me some NCN. Oh, man. I'm surprised. This dude was a monster. I'm surprised that he got let go. Pattinson bowled well again. But, man, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Mumbai Indians know something we don't know. NCN has been bowling well in the BBL, so it's not like he's hurt. I don't know. Next
and obviously it's the overseas thing, but I'm surprised they like Chris Lynn a lot more than those 2 guys. I mean, it's insane right now.
All right. So now we have the biggest, I think, underachieving team of last year, the Rajasthan Royals. The team that on paper at the beginning of this season, we're like, oh my gosh, this team is stacked, right? A lot of people, and they had a run at the end. They were so close to getting into the playoffs. So close. But then they ended up 8th, right? They ended up dead last.
Yeah, they were last place. They had the MVP too.
And they had the MVP, Jofra Archer, okay? So, to me, who they kept is important. They kept Stokes, okay? They kept Tawadia, my man, Gopal, Sampson, who's the new captain, Butler. Oh, you guys heard that right. Sampson's the new captain. All right, Uthappa. They kept Uthappa. Ooh, okay. Ty. Here's their very notable drops. You'll love this one. Tom Curran got dropped. Okay.
Hold on. Let's just have a little smile, a little celebration because they know what they're doing.
Is that it? Is that it? I figured you'd be celebrating a lot more. Okay, Joshi got dropped. Akash, Thomas, Aaron, Shashank, and Steve Smith. Smudge got dropped. Oh my gosh! You know what? The Royals did exactly what I did.
I was gonna say you're not the only one to break up with them.
I was like, exactly. They said, you know what? We know you're a legend, and we know you've got talent, but you consistently break our hearts. It's over, Steve Smith. The Royals broke up with you.
Their captain, too.
The captain. Now, just saying, KKR, Steve Smith got dropped, and Dinesh Karthik did not. Really?
That is interesting.
I'm just saying, who was still a better overall player, DK or Steve Smith? Exactly. So that just tells you KKR, I don't think they made the best decision because you were like, drop their captain. Steve Smith was the captain. He got dropped. I'll take him over DK. Right now, I guarantee you, after the list came out, KKR is looking at each other like, man, we should have dropped DK. We could have got some Smith. You don't think they're thinking about it right now? Come on now. But that's a huge drop. Nick, thoughts on this list? Forget about the list. It doesn't matter who else they dropped. They dropped Steve Smith. Wow.
Steve Smith, to me, that makes me wonder. I'm sure money was part of it, but that makes me wonder, was there some kind of falling out? Was there some kind of situation where they just didn't see eye to eye? When your team is losing, everyone starts pointing fingers. I don't care what the sport is. Nobody's happy. You can't get to the tough times when you're just losing. 8th place is pathetic for this squad, a squad that can put up a 220. Steve Smith being dropped, I think there's a little bit more than just money. But Tom Curran, I mean, the Rajasthan Royals, they're very, very smart. I had to hear it all year long. But he was the MVP of the BBL. Yeah, he loves the BBL so much he wanted to hang out with his family instead of show up. And the Sixers, they're doing just fine without him right now. Wow, he got dropped. Now, I guarantee he'll be picked up by someone. And watch, it'll be Mumbai. Just watch.
Bro, Mumbai will pick up Tom Curran and CSK will pick up Steve Smith. And we'll both have to sit there like, oh, gosh. You know what I mean?
No, actually, I'm wrong. It'll be RCB that picks him up. It'll be RCB that picks him up. The RCB drive-by. You're horrible, man. Absolutely, it'll happen. I guarantee it.
You know what? I could see RCB because they did drop Aaron Finch, so they can take another foreign player, right? Another Australian player.
Spoiler alert.
My apologies, Powder. And the fact that Steve Smith and Virat Kohli actually have a good relationship and they get along, you know what I'm saying? So I could see Virat say, hey, you know what? This guy is an amazing hitter. We could use him, bring him on. Let's see how much influence Kohli has. But my apologies. I jumped the ship. There. Nick, go ahead, brother. Read the next list.
Well, since you went to the RCB, and I'm trying to find it here. Here we go. It was at the very, very top. Man, their release list is almost as long as their retain list. And I love it. You got to be a savage in this league, and you got to just go for broke. Now, there's one name on here that I'm not too happy about, but the rest, sorry, it's business. Moeen Ali, the guy who doesn't understand how the free hit works. Goodbye. Siobhan Dubé, goodbye. Singh Man, Gurkari, goodbye. Aaron Fitch, dude, you don't gotta leave the IPL, but you just got dropped from your 7th team, I think, so far. Goodbye. Now the Chris Morris one, I'm a little surprised by. I like myself some Chris Morris, and I think he was one of the better bowlers for RCB. I don't get that one, but goodbye. Pawan Negi, goodbye. Patel, Dale Steyn. That's not my Dale Steyn. I don't know who that guy was. Goodbye. You got Udana. Not going to miss that guy. No offense to him or his family. And Umesh. You know, let's keep him in test right now because goodbye. They got rid of almost their entire half of their squad. Can I for Rock Kohli, though, and AB de Villiers and Patty Cole.
Can I tell you how this went? So when RCB got bumped out of the playoffs, I remember the game. Immediately after, Virat Kohli walks in the office. Hold on. I got to give my Virat Kohli impersonation. He's got the serious face too. This is unacceptable. Aaron Finch, gone. Okay? We played Philippe over him. I don't want him back here. Umesh, I know we're on the test team together, but the guy can't play a T20. He gives away Christmas gifts every time he's out there bowling. Goodbye. And he was like, Nick, goodbye. This was Kohli. He went with his pen, and it was a red marker. It's like teacher's Christmas, all right? Report card day. You gone. Chris Morris, gone. You think anybody else made those decisions other than Kohli? He was like, Aaron Finch, how dare you? You put me in a bad position several times. Goodbye. Oh my
You're
God.
right. Is it any surprise that that's the team that has the most releases out of anyone else because Kohli went off? It's like the line from Mission Impossible, the first one, where he's like, just send him to an outpost in Alaska. Just mail him his clothes. I mean, they want to get him out of there.
Aaron Finch didn't have time to clean out his locker. Right after the last game, the car was already waiting for him, and his bags were packed. He was like, what's going on here? Goodbye.
like from Major League, where they pick him up in the bed. Shoot, I got cut already? Oh, that is savage right there. Now, Kings 11, they had quite a few releases too, but I do think RCB hit the record on that one. Holy cow. Gabe, tell us about SRH, because RCB, they're going for a whole new team.
Now, SRH, on the other hand, wanted to keep everybody.
Yeah.
We've only got 4 drops. Okay, Stanlake, Allen, Sandeep, Sanjay, and Prithvi Raj. Okay, now I was shocked because I heard a lot of talk, and you and I both heard a lot of talk that remember that they ended up benching Johnny Bairstow. They benched him at the end.
Yeah, they kept him.
I'm surprised they kept Johnny Bairstow. I thought he would have been dropped for sure, but they kept Johnny Bairstow, Warner, Kane. I mean, they got pretty much the same team, which when you think about it, that team they came 1 game short of the playoffs, right? Was it one game?
They were in the semis.
They got in the semis, right? They're thinking, hey, you know what? We got in. Why not go with this team? But the fact that they benched Johnny Bairstow, that's when they brought in Jason Holder, right? Why would you even keep him at that point? Because you can't play him and Holder at the same time. You got to play Warner. You got to play Kane Williamson. You know what I mean? That's just very, very interesting.
Are you sure Kane Williamson's good enough, though?
Oh, the Kane Williamson drive-by. Oh, man. Kane Williamson is going to actually, in the first SRH game I watched, he's going to drop like a double century, man, and be like, oh. Then he's going to hit us up on Twitter and say, hold that, boring reviews. And in parentheses say, specifically Gabe. Like, oh, what did I do?
Right. I love you, Kane. Now, when I first saw this, I saw the name Sandeep. I was like, he was like their best bowler. But that's a different Sandeep. That's Sandeep Sharma. I almost lost my mind. You released Sandeep? That guy's amazing. Now, the one name on here that was no surprise they kept was Khalil Ahmed, the future the future purple cap winner. That's right, Khalil Ahmed. They didn't drop my man. Woo!
Hold on for a second. Magic 8 Ball. Will Khalil Ahmed actually live up to Nick's prediction of winning the purple cap ever? Ask again later. Okay, you can imagine letting balls like, stop it, cousin.
That's what all the girls said in high school when I asked them questions. Ask me again later.
Hey, it's not a no though, right? It's better than a no.
Sometimes it's worse than a no because you get it all built up in your mind and you go ask again later, like, get away from me.
Oh man, what you do see though is that these teams kept a lot of players, and I see CSK already with the same situation. We've got a lot of international players, guys. We cannot all play at the same time, which is why these 2 extra IPL teams are going to be so important, because then everybody's going to have a chance to play. Who was the most surprising drop out of all the teams, Nick, to you? What was the most surprising drop, and then what was the most surprising retention?
Well, obviously, Steve Smith is the most surprising drop.
Okay.
Obviously, because he was your captain. And he had some bad days, but he had a lot of better days than other players on other teams. Right. I was also really surprised by NCN and even Pattinson from Mumbai. Really surprised by that. Who was my most – now, I might be stealing yours. Let me make sure that he's actually on the squad before I say my most most surprising retain. Let's see. Where is he at? Yeah, he was in the Royals. He was retained. Can you imagine that? Unicat got retained by Steve Smith. You're the problem. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's shocking. You're right. Something else happened. Maybe there was a big blow up between Steve Smith and management or something. Because they're like, are you kidding me? You keep Unicat and drop Steve Smith? Wow. The Royals are nuts. For me, of course, the Steve Smith was shocking. The Steve Smith was absolutely shocking. I'm like, wow, that's you know what? I was not expecting that. I expected Aaron Finch to get dropped, dude. I really did. Even before this, he had such a bad season. And just the fact that they replaced him with Philippe, right? The fact that they replaced him and he wasn't even injured towards the end, that kind of was the writing on the wall. You know, I was also, you know, for me, it's just, I don't know, man. Like Glenn Maxwell, I get it. He didn't perform the best. But you see what he's doing right now in the Big Bash League? Like maybe it was just a down season, COVID. I was shocked that they dropped Glenn Maxwell. Those are the two, to me, shocks that players that got dropped. Retention? Explain to me, Reyna. I heard all this. He didn't want to play with Coley. You know, there was bad blood. Listen, I believe in where there's smoke, there's fire. And if enough people said it, something happened there where either he didn't want to play with Coley or he didn't get paid. Maybe his problem is with CSK, the organization. But I didn't expect them keeping a player and retaining a guy who they're not sure is even going to come back, who's a year removed from playing. Does that make sense, Nick? So I was really shocked about that. And I'm like, all right, I guess. You know what I mean? Like that retention was really, really weird to me. And again, I'm going to get crushed for it, but I like the guy as a person. Dinesh Karthik, you know, he gave the captaincy to Owen Morgan, but come on, man, guys, like, let's be real. All right. He's not helping your team. He's not. Like, there's got to be other guys up there that can help your team better. I mean, I don't know. To me, that was a surprising retention. But, you know, those are my thoughts, Nick. Those are my thoughts.
Now, I'm looking at where the teams currently stand. As far as overseas slots that are not available because of these releases, you got Kings 11 with the most overseas slots of 5. That'll be really interesting what they do with that. RCB's got 4. Mumbai's got 4 left. Guess who's tied for the least available overseas slots with 1?
CSK
and SRH.
And they didn't even drop anybody. Watson retired. What is wrong with them?
They love the overseas players, but they still have not realized you can only play 4 at a time. They love them, which is fine, you know? You were talking about Satner. They kept Satner. Now, as far as slots available, I was right. RCB by a mile, 13 slots available. The next highest is Kings 11 with 9. As far as the purse remain, look at this is crazy. They must pay Coley a grip and a few other guys a grip because RCB has the most slots available, but they have, well, I mean, I guess they got the third most money left, but still, or the second most money left. So I always look at the other numbers. I guess that's still a lot, 35. But Kings 11's got 53. 53 available in Crore. 53 Crore rocking it. SRH and Kings and KKR have just under 11. So Kings 11, they got a lot of money to rock with.
And CSK?
CSK is not too bad. They're 4th with the most purse left at almost 23 crore. Yes. We both want him, but I would love to see a bat like Steve Smith at RCB.
Bring me Steve Smith! No, I mean, honestly, it's either Glenn Maxwell or Steve Smith, right? Because you're going to need another captain. Faf is a year away from retiring himself. You know, let's be honest. our team is older when we're talking about CSK. You know, Dhoni's getting older. What's he got? Maybe a season or two left, if that. So why not bring in a guy that's going to be the future of your franchise for the next, or the face of your franchise for the next, 5+ years? Steve Smith is still young enough to do that. If not, the only other guy, I mean, you're replacing Shane Watson here. So you can't just, replace Shane Watson and bring in, a terent. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to fly, man. That's not going to fly. So we'll see. We'll see. But, man, this was exciting to do. I can't wait for IPL. It's already up. It's so close. It's right around the corner. Do you realize spring training is around the corner, Nick? Oh, pitchers and catchers reporting in February. It's the most wonderful time of the year. I love it, dude. I always come down with a little something during spring. If games are if live games are being played in Arizona, the kid's gonna go catch him some. You know what I mean? Just say it. Oh man, but wait. Yeah, bro, can't you just wait until it's like that with LA and having our own cricket franchise, our own IPL team out there, where it's like, Nick, I suggest you catch a cold because we're going to LA on Tuesday to watch. I don't know, the whatever they're gonna call them. It'll be the Night Riders, LA Night Riders, maybe smosh somebody else.
They better be giving us our own box. That's all I'm saying. We better have our own suite there, ready to go. The Nick and Gabe CFA suite. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, besides all the mistakes I'm sure I made like the last video, go ahead and let us know what you think about our thoughts about retain, released, some of the players we were surprised about. Who are you the most surprised about? I think a lot of those names we didn't recognize, which means they probably didn't really play that much, so not really a huge surprise there. Maybe there's some big talent that's announced that they want to try some IPL they haven't tried yet, so we'll see if that's out there. But I think the mini draft or the mini auction, whatever it's called, is less than a month away. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to share us your thoughts. And until the IPL season starts,
that's 6 runs.